Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dorps Race video, and today we're going to be reviewing Monster Energy Supercross 5. The 5th installment of Milestone's fantastic Supercross series is finally here, and it is time to have a deeper dive into Supercross 5 to find out whether this game is worth playing or if it's not. But before we start, I want to give a massive thank you to my friend Antonio and for the guys at Koch Media for both providing me with a code of Supercross 5. All the footage you'll be watching here today is recorded natively on PC in 4K at 60 frames per second, but without further ado, let's crack on. So upon starting Supercross 5, you are greeted with a very simple, easy to read main menu design, which I'm very much a fan of, and from there we'll go to which particular menu we want to go to, and we're going to start up first with probably how the majority of players are going to start, and that is with the Futures Academy. Now this academy will teach you the basics to the more intermediate techniques and then to the advanced techniques so you can become a Supercross 5 pro. Now in these lessons they can go from very basic, from just moving between gates that are on the track, learning how to jump and where to jump, learning the flow of specific tracks, doing scrubs, doing whips, and just learning everything you need to know about Supercross 5. I really enjoyed this particular part. I'm pretty confident with my own skills in Supercross, but it's always good to have a little bit of a lesson and a small refresher. If you're a beginner, this is where you need to start. But for the rest of us, and once a beginner has learnt the basics, it's time to make our own rider. Now Milestone have been very simple with this over the years, and it's still very much the same, if not simpler. Pick your name, pick the number, pick the rider font, whatever you want to use, pick your height, choose your sex, and then let's get on with the racing. But first, there's a few more customization options. You can customize your face, the tattoos, the hair, the beard on your face, and even your eye colours. Nothing groundbreaking, it's the exact same faces we've seen for the past 3 installments of Supercross, but it's still a nice feature for a bit of customization and a bit of personalization. But speaking of personalization, this is where things will go to the next level as far as personalization go, making your rider you, from picking your helmet, your suit, your boots, your goggles, your neck braces, and even your butt patch. The butt patch doesn't do much apart from show the riders behind you that you mean business and then you're in the lead. Now everything here is purchased with credits. Now the credits are earned by playing the game. If you're a good player, you are strong, you're competitive, and you play against the toughest AI on the hardest difficulty, you will earn more credits. Now every player can earn credits as well as they like, even in career mode, but the good news is there is no microtransactions, so none of this paying to win here in Milestone Supercross 5. Now you may have seen, or you may have not have noticed, that I do have my own personal helmet within Monster Energy Supercross 5, and that is because they have finally brought over the helmet editor from the likes of MotoGP and Ride 4. We've been waiting for it in the Supercross for quite a while, and I can tell you it's here, but it does have its quirks. The first thing is that it is only this generic Milestone helmet. You cannot customize any of the helmets in the game. It is literally just a blank Milestone shell for you to change however way you want to. Also, something else to note is if you're well versed with the helmet editor in Ride 4 or MotoGP, this one's going to annoy you because they have changed things that, in my opinion, didn't need to be changed. I find this one much harder to use, and it's a bit more fiddly compared to the likes of Ride 4 and MotoGPs. I guess I could get used to it, but personally I didn't really enjoy making this helmet, and I guess that's why I didn't put too much effort in. But if you're looking for a helmet where people have put serious effort in, check out the community helmet section. Check out the players that have really put the time and effort to make a wicked helmet. You can see Monster Energy logos on there, Rockstar, you name it. These guys are very talented. If you're looking for a fan-dabby-dozy helmet, check out the community helmet section. Now, of course, we aren't finished with discussing upgrades and personalization because we now have the celebrations. Now, you may be thinking this is kind of pointless, and it kind of is, but I also like the added sort of flair and style to your own rider, just to make that rider feel a bit more unique to you. You can go with no hands, you can dab, or maybe just kick your leg out. It's kind of cool. But what is a rider without his bike? He is just a man, so that's why we need to now go to the bike section, pick a motorcycle that we want to use, upgrade it, customize it, change it however way you want it, and of course make your Supercross 5 your way, your path. And to be honest with you, the bikes do look great in Supercross 5. We're going to get to a few issues later on regarding graphical issues, etc. But focusing on this part right now, I love the way the bikes are customized. It is exactly the same as last year. It's just a few menus have been changed, but there is a plethora of stuff to upgrade and change. I've always loved the idea about customizing your own bikes. Did find it to be a bit unbalanced in the previous installment. If you had a custom bike and you literally just upgraded to completion, you were just way too powerful for the AI. AI is also another subject we'll get into very soon, so stick around for that. Okay, we've been through the customization, we've been through the bikes, etc. Now it's time to discuss career mode. This is where you're going to be spending majority of your time, unless you're a fanatic of playing online. This is the career mode. You start off in the futures, move your way over to the rookies, and then go pro for the 450 championship for the main event stuff of Monster Energy Supercross. So once you're here into career mode, you can see you can upgrade your skills, you can go into the career management, check out your journal, so that way you can look at different challenges to compete in, and also look for brand new teams here in this career mode. This is exactly the same as Supercross 4, so if you're well aware of this already, it's going to feel very much at home, but also means nothing has changed. But the good news is there's no cringe storylines, it's just basically focusing on racing and nothing more. But once you've spent all your time practicing, training, changing the menus, changing the settings, you can jump into your very first career mode race. Now I'm not going to show you all of this race because, well, I've got the video planned for it and I would hate to ruin it, so get yourself subscribed if you want to see my first ever career mode race here in Supercross 5. So then guys, we've discussed a lot so far in this review, mostly features, mostly main menus and whatnot, and game modes to play, but now it's time for the most important part, and that is graphics, gameplay, handling, and my enjoyment of Supercross 5. I've basically, in a horrible way to say it, have shown you the best parts of Supercross 5. Unfortunately, this game is a buggy mess. I have found no ends of bugs with Supercross 5 recently, from riders bumping into invisible walls, to the AI being absolutely horrendous, controls that sometimes are great and then sometimes are really unresponsive, to just a very mixed bag and a very weird feeling for Supercross 5. I'm a huge fan of Milestone bike games and especially the Supercross franchise, but this one is weird. This track looks awful. I really liked the graphics in my first experience of playing Supercross 5. I felt like they nailed the lighting in specific tracks and corners, but this track looks pretty bad. It's like we are almost going to the depths of hell right now here in Daytona. Now I'm really sorry that this video is going to go rather negative, but I've got to be honest and give you the most honest feedback and possibly give you, otherwise this review is pointless. I love the collectibles, I love going around this fantastic track of USA here in the compound. The free roaming is great, Milestone did a good job. When it's not flickering in the background like that. That flickering is awful, it's off-putting. The very short render distance from things popping in front of you at the last second to grass growing in front of you and to tracks just slowly forming around you as you get closer and closer. It's not something I expect from 2022. It is lame, to say the least. There seems to be a lot of oversight from Milestone in this one, which is such a shame because as a big fan of Supercross, as a big fan of Milestone games, they're doing themselves no favours with this one. A lot of people are going to see this review possibly, other people's reviews, and just this game in general, and just say, oh no, that's a bad game, I'm not going to touch it. And that is bad for business, and it's bad for us players as well, because we want more faster, tougher competition online, and we want the best bike games we can possibly buy. Now I'm a single player gamer 99% of the time. I'll occasionally go online racing with the aces, but as far as the AI goes, this is what's most important to me when it comes to bike games, because I want to make content, I want to make it exciting, and I want it to be fun for me to play. And let me tell you, the AI in this game are not fun to play against. They are not fun in one single way, shape or form. Now, I've heard people describe them as aggressive, which I also did in my first impressions video. But now I'm beginning to think that it isn't because they're aggressive, it's just because they're clueless. They are literally on a train or a rail, however you want to describe it. They don't veer away. They do not yield. They do not give way to another player or another rider. They stick on one path and will stay on that path no matter what happens. If you're in that path, then by God, get out of the way, because you are going to get wrecked by the AI. Now, the AI is not even fair either. I play every single Milestone game on realistic difficulty, which is effectively the hardest difficulty. This one gave me so much trouble because the AI do not give way. I got pushed off, I got crushed, I got bumped from the rear, you name it. The AI in this game are absolutely lethal, deadly and clueless. The worst possible combination you could ever have for a rider in real life. I do hope that Milestone fix this because it really does need fixing, but I will give Milestone credit. The last time I spoke to them regarding a few bugs, I was able to send them the details of what happened, how to recreate it, and they did take it on board, and I'm hoping that the next update that comes out will fix a lot of these bugs. Now, I don't want to completely hate on the game. There is a few positives and I want to start looking at them because I don't want to end the video in such a downer. So let's move on to the next part, and that is somewhere I really enjoyed actually spending a bit of time and spending my most time there, and that is the time trials. Being on my own without that horrendous AI was a blessing. It felt enjoyable once again, and somehow the controls felt more responsive. It did still have its moments where the controls felt unresponsive and very sluggish, and what I mean by that is that sometimes you will do a landing and you feel like you're in a good spot to then get into the next corner, but the bike will just behave really weirdly. Also, when you're going up for a jump, you could have your wheels aligned for the corner, but it may throw you somewhere else. It's very weird and it's extremely hard to explain, but those are a few bugs that happened along the way. But it's fine, I was able to just ignore them and continue playing and just experience Supercross 5 for what it was and also actually enjoy myself. Now, there is a few bugs that you've probably seen already for a couple of gameplay and even in a previous video, but that is their hands just disappear on the bike in first person. It happens quite a lot and it's bloody awful to see because it's really unimmersive. It really takes you away from your zone and you just go, oh look, no hands. Literally no hands. Yeah, that's an ugly bug, but that's also another one I've spoken to Milestone about, so I'm really hoping for the best for Supercross 5. Invisible fingers on invisible hands are being crossed right now, that hopefully they will fix it. But let me tell you, although the bikes feel unresponsive sometimes, but then sometimes feel great, the bugs, I still had a good time with the time trial. This is where I got most of my feeling back and I actually begun to really enjoy it. And then after quite a bit of time getting immersed, jumping into the global leaderboards and seeing that I was 31st in the world with Chase Sexton in Arlington 1. Gave me a good feeling towards the end of my recording session, but we do have a few more features to look at, and this one being the track editor. It's not a spot I really feature in, but from what I've seen in the past, this is a great spot for players to use their talents to replicate modern tracks that aren't in the game yet, or maybe just create something totally brand new and unique. Milestone do a good job with customization and also offering chances to insert your personality into the game. I think they've done a good job with the track editor. It was smooth, responsive and very easy to use, so big thumbs up for the track editor. So then guys, I've discussed everything I needed to within Monster Energy Supercross 5, and I hope this has helped you with your decision about potentially purchasing the 5th installment of Monster Energy Supercross. A couple of positives, such as the graphics look good in specific tracks, the bikes feel good when they feel good and they're actually responsive, and also the track editor customization options are pretty solid. However, the AI suck. There's absolutely no way to describe that other than they are just terrible. The bikes are sometimes sluggish and sometimes very awkward to handle, which do very strange things, and of course the graphical glitches, it's just messy. Very messy presentation in certain tracks, and some tracks just look downright awful. And with all that said, would leave me with no choice to not recommend Monster Energy Supercross 5. I would definitely wait for some updates, and I would also hit subscribe to this channel so you can see all of the updates for Monster Energy Supercross 5. I will let you know exactly what is going on with the game the second I find out some information. But guys, this video has been a pleasure to make for you. I really hope this has helped you. If it has, let me know in the comments section down below, and also hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel as well. But upon that note guys, thanks for watching and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dot Race video.